was what we think was in the mind of Professor Edward Haltain from the University of Toronto. In 1922, he was at a meeting of the past presidents of the Engineering Institute of Canada in Montreal. And he suggested to his colleagues that there needed to be something that bound engineers together, something that reminded us of this responsibility to the public. So he proposed what in Canada is called the ritual of the calling of an engineer. His colleagues agreed with him, and those 7 past presidents became the Corporation of the 7 Wardens, who monitored and sponsored the ritual of the calling. Haltain thought that this should be something special, and Rudyard Kipling had written of engineers and held some, in his writing, it was obvious that he had held some esteem for engineers. So Haltain wrote to him and asked him if he would write the ritual for them, and he agreed to. The ritual of the calling of an engineer has been instituted with a simple end of directing the young engineer towards a consciousness of his profession and its significance, and indicating to the older engineer his responsibilities in receiving, welcoming, and supporting young engineers in their beginnings. The first ritual in Canada was held in 1925, and each of the members that participated was given an iron ring, the outward symbol of the engineering profession. So today, we're looking at a ring ceremony in the United States. There's a large ring in front here of the podium, and the ring itself is a small stainless steel ring worn on the 5th finger of the working hand. While I describe briefly how this came about in the United States, I have a final homework assignment for you all. You were given a packet, and in there you'll find a certificate for the Order of the Engineer and a pen. I would ask that you find that pen and sign your certificate as evidence that you accept the obligation associated with the order. There is also a stainless steel ring in there. You can locate that and put it on the little finger of your working hand. The first ritual in Canada was held in 1925. It wasn't until 1966 that this conversation occurred in the United States. Because of some legal considerations, the ritual was unable to be just transported across the border. They needed to form a new society. So the first ring ceremony for the Order of the Engineer occurred on June 4th, 1970 at the Cleveland State University Fenn College of Engineering. With Dean Burl Bush, 170 seniors and faculty became the first members of the order. The second ceremony was held at the University of Akron in February of 1971. The purpose of the order is to foster a spirit of pride and responsibility in the engineering profession, to bridge the gap between training and practice, and to present the public with a visible symbol identifying an engineer. Membership is open to, among others, seniors in engineering colleges with curricula accredited by ABET who are within 2 terms of graduation. The order is symbolized by the acceptance of an obligation and the wearing of a stainless steel ring on the 5th finger of the working hand. There are no meetings or requirements other than the ring ceremony, which is being held here today. The obligation is a composite of several creeds. It emphasizes the fact that we, as engineers, have certain obligations. The obligation to serve the public as best we can. It promotes honesty and integrity and recognizes that today's engineers are dependent on their predecessors to gain their skills. The personal integrity of a member and respect for the good opinion of his or her peers is the discipline expected of all members of the order. The Engineers Ring Ceremony is the public induction of candidates into the Order of the Engineer, as opposed to our Canadian brothers who do it as a secret ceremony. And in this ceremony, the candidates formally accept the obligation of an engineer, as you have done by signing your certificate, and recognize 2 basic principles. You receive a stainless steel ring to be worn on the little finger of your working hand, That ring, a symbol of continuity and community, is worn for all to see, and in effect says, here is an engineer possessed of a publicly avowed dedication to the profession and those it serves. I would ask that our graduates today rise. And in your packet, or if you look in your program on page 22, you'll find the oath of the Order of an Engineer. I would ask that you join me. I'll begin reading. If you would join me in those parts which are printed in bold. I am an engineer. In my profession, I take deep pride. To it, I owe solemn obligations. Since the Stone Age, human progress has been spurred by the engineering genius. Engineers have made usable nature's vast resources of material and energy for mankind's benefit. Engineers have vitalized and turned to practical use the principles of science and the means of technology. Were it not for this heritage of accumulated experience, my efforts would be feeble. As an engineer, I pledge to practice integrity and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and the dignity of my profession, conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious wealth. As an engineer, in humility and with a need for divine guidance, I shall participate in none but honest enterprises. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. In performance of duty and in fidelity to my profession, I shall give the utmost. I congratulate you on your significant accomplishments today in earning your degree. I congratulate you on beginning your engineering profession. May you wear your ring proudly and for a long time. You may be seated.
Thank you, Professor Springman. On behalf of our College of Engineering faculty, staff, and students, I thank you all for taking part in this very special occasion today. As you can sense, this is as much a special occasion for us as it is for you. Graduates, you leave here today as Toledo Rocket Engineering alumni with endless possibilities. As a college, we are not only committed to educating great engineers, but we are also committed to graduating the leaders of tomorrow. It is in this context I want to leave our graduates with one final piece of advice. Please know that leadership positions of CEOs and chairman of the board are certainly within your grasp. You have the talent, the abilities, and the passion within yourselves to achieve these goals. We wish you the very best, and we look forward to celebrating your achievements in these roles in the not-too-distant future. I would be remiss if I did not recognize the efforts of our outstanding faculty and staff at this time and their dedication to the success of our students. Please join me in thanking our faculty and staff. Special events like these turn out to be great celebrations because there are people among us who truly care and help to make these celebrations happen. Thanks to all the College of Engineering staff who work so hard to make this a special day for our graduates. As we conclude this event, I invite all of you to join us at a reception in honor of our graduates on the first floor of Nitschke Hall. Our photographer will also be milling through the reception to take family portraits. Please note that information to obtain copies of photographs is in the program. I now ask everyone to rise for the University of Toledo alma mater, Fair Toledo. The words of the alma mater can be found on the back cover of your program. After the alma mater, those in academic regalia will remain standing for the recessional. All others are asked to take their seats and to remain seated until the faculty and graduates depart from the auditorium and travel through the tunnel of honor formed by our faculty and distinguished guests. Thank you all. Have a safe drive home and enjoy your summer.
that's all right. We got the participants out the door. That's all we're responsible for.
You can walk, right? Walk.
We should definitely do this.